know he disappointed.
They come on.
That's messed up, sis.
I know.
Well, like you said, at least you got a chance to meet him.
Yeah.
And he said, okay.
Yeah, like his security guards was like, no. I said, but I gotta tell him. The Lord told me to tell him. And I told him, I said, Apostle, the Lord told me to tell you about the angels. He stopped and he grabbed my hand. And I told him, and he said, yes, okay. And he smiled. And then they pushing him, making him leave.
That ain't right.
Hey, y'all. It's sunny out here.
What is that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Hold up. All right. Can y'all see me now? Yeah. Hold on, let me see.
that bad?
Yeah, that's, I think. No, that ain't better. We'll just leave it at this. Okay, I just left Apostle John. How you say his last name again?
Amosike?
Y'all know him from Africa? Y'all told me about him. He from Africa. Amosike. He was here in Georgia. So what's her name? I forget her name. 2 months ago, she sent me the flyer. So I registered for me and Pat to go. And man, they didn't do him right at that church, y'all. They didn't do this sun is too much. They didn't do like this. They didn't do him right at all, guys. It ain't working. Let me tell you. The conference was supposed to be from 10 to 5. That's what it said on my ticket. They had one last night from 5 to 9, but he went over 9:30, right? And so instead of them letting him have the conference from 10 to 5, they told him he could only have the conference till 2 o'clock. And then they making him come back at 5. So he called all the ministers of the gospel up to the stage, and I was on the stage. We was all getting the Holy Spirit. She would lighten us up, right? I don't know if y'all be able to see me, because these old big brawly pastors kept trying to push me out the way so they could get up front and you could see them and be next to the apostle. They putting all the women in the back, right? So anyway, he said, before we went up on the stage, he said that God sent him this day because God picked elect people that he wanted him to deliver. Do you know they didn't let him lay hands on nobody? He was on the stage. He said, wait a minute, don't y'all leave. He called out to the pastor of the church. He said, can I go to 5? Or is it the same plan? Pastor said same plan. So he had to stop. So even when we came outside, there was people in the line. When we first got there, it was a long line, right? So, all right, while I was there, Pat will tell you, I saw angels. I saw Archangel Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael way at the top. And they were sprinkling anointing oil on people. And then he turned around. Did he turn around and say he was seeing angels too? He turned around and started looking up, talking about the angels. And I had just said to Pat, I said, Pat, I wonder if God gonna let him see the angels. He turned around, looked up to the sky, and said, the angels are up there. I fell out because I saw him, right? And so he said, I was sitting here today because God has elected people. He said, God, what you mean? And God was like, I appointed people. Do you know the man didn't get to lay his hand hardly on nobody? Because they made him stop. They greedy. They want 2 offerings, y'all. They took the offering 2 hours before he even came out. This Bishop Eddie Long church, y'all remember Bishop Eddie Long? I don't think this is the one where Jamal Bryan is. He's in Atlanta, I think, right?
Because he's in LaGuardia.
Okay, if Bishop Jamal Warner
in a quarter mile
is the bishop at this one, he ain't show up. He wasn't there at all. He wasn't even sitting in the front. It was like a lot of white folks and some black people sitting in the front where all the pastors is, right? And so they sung for like from 9:30 to 12:30.
3 hours.
3 hours, guys. I mean, I know God need his praise, but God good with an hour because people need deliverance, right? So they sung till 12:30. I'll fall asleep. Right? So then the man of God came out. Of course, he had to preach. And he was preaching. That man can preach.
Continue on Stockbridge Road southwest
right? So he
for
was
1 mile.
preaching, and he stopped preaching. They told him They signaled him. He started preaching like at 12:30. He started preaching like was it 1:30?
Yeah.
And so then he called all the ministers to come up on the stage, and we was all speaking in tongues with him, praying. It was powerful, right? And then the people in the audience, he told them to come up to the front, right? He couldn't even get off the stage and go down there and lay hands on. He couldn't even lay hands on all of us. He was only able to lay hands on a few people, right? And then they told him it was time for him to leave, so he got some big security guards. You hear me? There was some big. They must have hired him here because they weren't African, they were black, right? And so they were big and tall, right? And so when it was over with, right, people was trying to give him money because they took an offering, right? And if I knew I was going to be up on the stage, I would have gave him my money myself, because when you put it in the offering, the church is splitting it with him. So let's say they made 10 grand. He only going to get 5 grand of that. So a lot of people held their money, right? So when he was about to leave, they was calling him. They handed him money left and right. Do you know those church security guards pulled him away? Wouldn't even let the Apostle John collect all the money that was due him. Yes, they did. So then he was coming my way. So I said, God, if you want me to tell him what I saw, you'll make a way. So God made it. This the right way?
Well,
Turn left onto Alexander's Lake Road southwest.
Remember all that water?
Yeah, I know, but I missed the turn back there.
Oh, that's a lot of water. So he started coming my way, right? So I was going to go over to.
I'm gonna go back. Oh, this is Xander Lake. Okay.
So I was starting to
Continue
walk over
on
to him because
Alexander's
he
Lake
was on
Road
the
southwest for 1.5 miles.
He was on the stage, right? Do you know that big old security guard? He grabbed my hand real gentle. He smiled. He said, no, you can't do that. I said, but God told me to tell him what I saw. So I said, told me to tell you what I saw. And he said, he's buying a building here in America for and he taking $200,000 of his own money for down payment for construction. He said because he tired of these churches in America. He said they won't let him preach and they won't let him deliver people long enough. He said just like in 40 minutes, and they told him not to do that. And I'm like, what? He is a man. Look, seeing him in person is no comparison. I mean, seeing him on TV, I mean, YouTube is in no comparison to seeing him in person. He's even smaller in person, right? And he's darker and he looks lighter. That is a powerful man of God. They would not let him lay hands on nobody but a couple of the ministers that was on the stage, and we got to pray with him. Literally, then pushed him off. Securities came. He was like tapping me. I'm like, I understand he needs security, because one day when I'm gonna have security too, but I'm gonna let my security know. Don't be pushing people. And if people want to talk to me, let them talk to me. If they ain't got no gun, you just stand there and watch. Yeah. And he was complaining. He was like, they're honoring my contract here, but they won't let me go over my time. He says, I'm buying a building in America and they're gonna start construction. He said before he leave Monday, he gonna have the building. And he said so he could preach and deliver as long as he want to. Yes.
In a quarter mile.
And so it's going to be there tomorrow
Georgia
too. And me and Pat was going to go back. But I was like, in my spirit, I don't feel I should go back. Because I don't like how they did the apostle. And this is Bishop Eddie Long's ex-church. They even got like a memorial room and everything for him. It's a big church. It's beautiful in there. But Jamal Bryant wasn't nowhere in sight. If that's where he at, he was nowhere in sight. Nowhere in sight. Nowhere in sight. And the 3 hours they took to sing, they could have took 1 hour to sing. Let the man of God come out like 11 o'clock. He could have had 2.5 hours, an hour to preach, because it took him about an hour to preach and then an hour and 30 minutes to deliver people. He said it, and it's tripped me out. When he called all of us, the pastors on the stage, he said, I only got 10 minutes. Did he say that, Pat?
Yep.
They did not do that, Apostle, right at all. And that man, he is a powerful man of God in person.
In
When y'all
1,000
see
feet
him on
at the
YouTube,
traffic
it
circle,
does him
take the
no
first
justice.
exit onto Fairview Road.
He is a powerful man. He don't even gotta lay hands on you. You'll get delivered. I was yawning. I don't know what was coming out of me. I thought I was finished, right? But obviously there was something in there. I started yawning, and I felt something come out my belly. I'm like, what in the world? And I was crying. You know what I'm saying? And then when I was on stage, I got the Holy Spirit. I was like, I couldn't control myself. Mama Ru just
Continue
took
for
over.
300 feet.
And
Exit the
the
traffic
man
circle
next
onto
to me,
Fairview Road.
he was getting it. It was amazing, but they didn't give him enough time. And I told Pastor,
Continue on
what
East
are
Fairview
you
Road
doing?
southwest for 1.5 miles.
I gotta go back there.
Why you getting lost?
I don't know. I can't see. The sun is
On the way up here, she was like breezy deezy.
I know.
Now you can't find your way.
Okay, sis.
What's wrong with you?
Keep talking. Shoot, these daggum circles.
So I said, I was gonna come on here and tell y'all, and I'm gonna write them too, cause you can write them like I
In
had
200
a
feet
vision
at the
about him
traffic
and
circle,
everything.
take the second
And,
exit onto Fairview Road.
And then I'm gonna also tell them again about the angel. I'm gonna write them, and I'm gonna tell them that church didn't do him right at all. They greedy, cause I said, Daddy, why they do that? Daddy said they want 2 offerings. They want two
Exit the traffic circle
I took
onto
a couple
Fairview
of
Road.
clips, and I'm gonna put them together
Continue
for like
on
4
Fairview
minutes
Road
clip,
for 3
and
miles.
so y'all could see that
Exit the traffic
place
circle
was
onto
full
Georgia
to the
155
brim. Last night it was
Continue
so
on Georgia
full.
155
They
north for
had
2
people
miles.
standing. Why you lost, sister?
I'm not lost.
Oh,
Because when you're going around that traffic circle, it confuses you.
okay. They had people standing. That's how many people they had last night. So when y'all see the clip and y'all see all people, that's a big church. Bishop Eddie Long old church is huge.
That's the right church. This
Okay,
is
so well, Jamal Bryant wasn't there. He must be traveling because he wasn't there. That church is immaculate. I ain't never seen a church so pretty. We got big immaculate churches back home because I used to go to one, but I ain't never seen one pretty like that one. That church is immaculate. It looks like a doggone palace. Tony Pat. Yeah. That church ain't no joke. But the spirit in that church ain't good.
Ain't right.
Because them security guards had no business pulling the man that got away. They was giving him cash. They were lining up. Do you know how much money that man done missed? Because of them? Then they pushing you out the way because you want to leave. He was willing to talk to you, but they put it on. And I'm talking about Bishop Eddie Long's old church. Jamal, what's his name? Warren, or whatever his last name. Jamal Bryant, pastor. And I'm going to write the Apostles' Church, because you could go online and do that and let them know that wasn't right. It was so bad, it just soured my tongue. I don't even want to go back tomorrow.
Me either.
I don't want to go back tomorrow.
Because I'm trying to get something to eat and I can't even hardly get out of the darn woods.
I mean, people spoke. One lady about 7 seats from us, she fell out within the corridors of the seats, and demons was coming out of her. He hadn't even touched them.
In a quarter mile,
Then it was
turn
people
right
way
onto Georgia
across the
138
room,
west.
manifesting like bananas. Then in the back of us, manifesting like bananas. This man ain't even touched them. But he was, praying, like as he was preaching, he was praying, and then you prayed with him. He had you speaking in tongues. He had people, we was holding hand on the stage, the pastors, and then before that, we was holding hands with the people that was sitting around us and stuff. And we met people. I met somebody, a pastor from New Jersey, where I'm from. I met one from New York. What was some other ones from Louisiana?
I think it's
Missouri, Queens. I mean, people were flying from everywhere to see this man. And so many people was disappointed. People came in wheelchairs, y'all. Wheelchairs. And he didn't get to lay a hand on him. And you know how, like, on the YouTube, they be showing him doing that?
Take the next right onto Georgia 138 west.
I heard that he got to lay hands on some people, and it was powerful. And then some people got deliverance that didn't even
continue on Georgia 138 west for 1.5 miles. But he didn't get to lay his hand on a lot of people last night neither. Now tomorrow he might, because tomorrow they said the people was telling us it's gonna be from 10 a.m. to 5. But see, they gonna be singing till 12:30.
That's too much.
They're going to be singing till 12:30, 1 o'clock. So and then he's going to come out, he's going to preach till like 1:32, and he's only going to have like 2.5 hours to lay hands on people. And if you should have seen the people, it was so many of them, it was like the sands of the sea. And it was so many people there in wheelchairs, canes, need deliverance. He couldn't even get to them. You know how many people left there so disappointed? That ain't right. That church, that Jamal Bryant church, be shaming themselves, trying to get 2 offerings. 2 offerings. Be happy with the one you got. It was a lot of people. It was like a mega church. That's how many people was there. And I know they got some money.
It is a mega church, yeah.
And then they wouldn't even let the apostle get his money. Only 5 or 7 people got to get money. Y'all should have seen the line that was lining up. They was like, apostle, trying to get money. And they took it, wouldn't let him get it. That's jacked up. Let me tell you something. When I get out there like that, I wish my security would pull me from getting my donations. I will backslap your butt. They be like, oh, I ain't know apostle was like that. Yeah.
That could have helped him with his stuff.
Thank you. Because he only got $400,000 in USA money. The building he getting is $2 million. So he gonna take $200,000 of his own money plus add it to the $400,000 in US dollars that he collected through this year.
In a quarter mile at the traffic circle, take the second exit and stay on Georgia 138
so that's
West.
$600,000. He said we need 1.4 million. 1.4 million, right? But he got enough to buy it and start construction on it. That money could have helped that man. You should have seen that line. There were about 100 or more people standing in that line trying to give him money. Because I was wondering, because I went to the bathroom, right? And the way to go to the bathroom is they got like 3 bathrooms. So the one where I was going was way in the back, and they had police officers watching them because they was all in the line with these big white buckets. They were big white buckets. I could see through the buckets, right? They wasn't nowhere near full. It wasn't. Some of them was like barely halfway full, and it was about at least 15 people carrying these buckets in the line, and I had to wait for them to go into the room, and then the cop told me I could go ahead and go to the bathroom. Them buckets wasn't nowhere near full. Wanna know why? Because they was holding their money to give it to the apostle himself, and he couldn't even get it. Couldn't even get it. Took it. Made him leave. And I felt so bad for the Apostle John
in a quarter mile
and
at the traffic circle, take the second exit onto Georgia 138.
Don't be messing around with Jamal Bryant Church. Don't do it. Spirit of God ain't in there. Because if the Spirit of God was in there, they would have let that man stay till 5 o'clock and do what he came here to do. And then tomorrow, have it again. You know what I mean? And they would have let that man collect his money. And they wouldn't have had them hamburger-looking security guards pushing you. I mean, literally, 2 of them tapped me, smiling. I'm like, look, I just stood up here with the man for 15, 20 minutes, praying with the man,
Continue on
speaking
Georgia
in tongues with the
138 for
man.
6
We all
miles.
holding hands with him. And I ain't good enough to go and talk to him now? Really? I'm up there 15, 20 minutes with the man, holding hands with all these well-known pastors and stuff, right? Speaking in tongues, getting the Holy Spirit, but I can't go and touch him. I can't go and talk to him. He didn't care. He stopped. He held my hand. He listened to me all. He didn't care. It was the security guard. Really? I ain't gonna be like that. As long as they ain't got no gun. I'm gonna have somebody with the, that thing they be warned, just make sure you ain't got no gun on you.
The devil.
Pat said the security guards was the devil. They came up on the stage. He hadn't even dismissed us. And on this loud intercom, you know what they had the nerve to say? All of you ministers and pastors on the stage, please vacate the stage. Please vacate the stage. Before they could say that, here come these hamburger security guards. 2 of them tapped me on the shoulder. They ain't want nobody to touch the man of God. They didn't even want him to get no money. They did the apostle so wrong, and I'm going to voice my opinion. I'm going to write a letter, and I'm going to email it to him. I don't like what they did to him. And when I have my own church, I'm going to invite him. And he's going to get treated way better. And it's good that he building his own building. It's probably gonna take him about 6 months to a year. But when he do, I don't know if it's gonna be down here or what state it's gonna be at. But I know he's going to Washington. He's kept saying that, right? And he told us to pray for Washington. So that's next year though, I think, because he said that God told him. No, he said God told him America was his last stop before this year's out. So I think he's going to Washington next, I think. And then maybe after that, he going back. And his wife was supposed to come, but because of the kids and some transition they're going through, she couldn't come. They had to cancel her ticket. And she's a pastor too, right? So, you know, don't be messing around with Jamal Bryant Church. They ain't got the Spirit of God at all. You going to announce on the intercom for us to vacate the stage. You ain't going to let the apostle get his money that he need because he want to build his own building. You don't even want people to talk to him, but we stood up there on the stage with him for 20 minutes praying with the man, but we can't talk to him. We can't touch him. There was other people trying to, you know, talk to him too. He was even hugging so many of the pastors. He was hugging them and praying with them. Do you know those same pastors that was trying to talk to him, they booted them off the stage? And he was hugging them the whole time, praying, and they booted them off the stage.
There's some jealousy up there.
I think it was. I think it really was some jealousy of the man of God. I really do, because they didn't let him get his money, right? They didn't let people talk to him, and they cut the service 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, and people who was listening to the people who were leaving, they were so disappointed, right? So I'm telling you, don't mess with Jamal Bryant Church. It ain't got the Spirit of God in it. The Spirit of God Church ain't going to put on no intercom and tell you to vacate. Like okay, we used y'all. We finished with y'all praying. Then they wouldn't even let the man of God get his donations. Then they wouldn't even let you talk to him. And he just had his arms around some people. And I was standing behind him. You know? I don't know if you can see me because some big brawly pastors pushing me out the way. Man, this other lady, she got pushed way back. I was like in line, like the second line. They so doggone tall, bald-headed selves. It's true, they was bald-headed then. So I just came on to tell y'all that. Hey, Mario.
Yeah, that's his original church.
Yeah, so that's be what Pastor Jamal Bryant. What's his name?
Jamal
Bryant is.
That's an authority. Yeah.
He told me before I went to Florida that we may not be able to be touched by him, and the same thing happened there. Not enough time. Yeah, and see, he's moved by the Spirit. You can tell he's moved. You can tell he's moved by the Spirit because he'll stay there all night. He'll stay there all night. If he could have stayed there till 12 o'clock, he would stay there. So that's how you know he moving in the Spirit. He moving in the Spirit. So see, like when you go to these churches, you got to go on their schedule. That's why it's good to have conferences in hotels. Because when I was going to have my conference before COVID came, you get that room till midnight. You get it from 8 o'clock in the morning till midnight. Some hotels you get from 8 o'clock in the morning to 11 p.m. And you think when I start having conferences again, I'm going to utilize the whole doggone day. I don't care how tired I get. I'm like, God, give me strength to cast these demons out. Give me strength. We going to be in there 8, 10, 11 hours, but God got to give me strength. We going to break to have some lunch. You know what I mean? We might even break to have some dinner. But if God want me there 8 hours, I'll be there 8 hours. He want me there 5 hours, I'll be there 5 hours. He want me there 10 hours, 12, I'll be there. Even when I get my church and I have deliverance nights. Because I'm going to have like a deliverance night once a week or once every 2 weeks. And if we got to be there till 12 o'clock at night, from like 4 o'clock to 12, hey.
And you're supposed to have something at a conference because people come everywhere.
Yeah, and it stops at 2 o'clock. And they sing until doggone 12:30. 3 hours, y'all. 3 hours. I mean, Daddy get his praise, but Daddy rather us spend that time delivering people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That was too long.
Because wasn't nobody manifesting when they was singing, was they? We was just hooping and hollering, but nobody was manifesting. As soon as he got up on the stage and started talking, people started falling out.
Yeah.
Balling out in the trenches. Balling out.
He's powerful.
Yeah, but I'm like, I said, Fat, well, at least I got to meet him. He touched me.
When you went to the bathroom, he said that God showed him in a vision after the conference last night that he saw a human embryo over Washington, D.C. I guess the capital.
Wow. And he prayed, he said that God said, whoever the next, because God didn't tell him who's going to be the next president, but he said, whoever the next president is, God is going to be behind him. And didn't I tell you the Lord said that he was dealing with Trump and that he can make the hardest work for him, and he was going to use Trump to give us one last chance? Well, the apostle said it too. And didn't he say a lot of prophecies that I already told y'all? He said a lot of stuff I already told y'all. Got videos on it.
And I'm trying to hear, but that old man next
to me. She had a man next to her. He was from Missouri. He was like, the whole time the apostle talking.
I wanted to tell him to shut up.
I told him, I said, you on fire. I said, God, why tell him that? Because now they're done instituted. He's like, the whole time the apostle talking. And Pat kept looking at me, but I looked away. Because I ain't want to make no face. He's like, I'm like, and then I heard God say it's clear that he out of order. I said, yes, he is, because he shouldn't be doing that while the man of God was preaching.
Because he wasn't listening to the pastor.
Yeah, and he was giving us prayers to say. He gave us some powerful prayers.
I couldn't hardly understand what he's saying, but the man in my ear.
He gave us some powerful prayers, though. He did. He did. And I ain't never seen nothing like this. And I done been to deliverance places before, right? And what the world is that? You see that, Pat?
Yeah, what is that?
That's a spaceship. Let me see if y'all can see that. Hold on, I'm gonna turn the thing around.
That way.
Hold on, let me roll your window down. Where that? Look! Y'all see that? That's a spaceship. Can y'all see it?
On the left, onto David's.
Oh no, that's a plane. It's Matrix, y'all. For real, look. It's standing still. You see it? It ain't moving. Did y'all see it? Did y'all see the plane? The Matrix. I had a dream about you. You had
take the next left after Bank of America with drive-through ATM.
Oh yeah, I look. Pat told me about that. I looked up butterflies. That was a good dream. Butterflies mean a lot of good stuff. Now, as far as the black, I don't know, but the red and the butterflies was good. The black, that you said it was. How did she say it was like at the edge of the gown, or the black
edge? The edge.
Yeah. I don't think that meant anything bad, because I asked God was the dream of him, and he told me everything that what the butterfly meant, because I looked up what butterfly meant. It was about to be bestowed upon me, and it was some good stuff, y'all. And red, whenever you see somebody in red, that's representing the blood of Yeshua Jesus. And the black could have been like, the blood moving away, the grievance. Because for guys, I've been in ministry 14 years, and the enemy has done nothing but try to grieve the crap out of me and bring me all kinds of problems and issues, So, but it was a good dream, though. Blue, whenever you see blue, like royal blue, cobalt blue, sky blue, that's like deliverance and royalty. When you see gold, royalty. When you see brown, that's humility. You see yellow colors and orange. Well, yellow means new birth. You're about to birth something out. Orange, fiery colors, that's like the Holy Spirit. Red always represents the blood. When you see yourself in white, that's purity. Now, if you see yourself in a wedding gown, you're suspect.
Alicia had a dream she put on there that she saw a lot of bananas, and this lady was about to give her the banana, but her alarm clock went off. And
if it was bananas and they were good bananas, they weren't spoiled bananas.
They were right.
Yeah, that's good. Right, that's good. Long as it's right, that's good.
I think the enemy was trying to take her money from her.
Yeah, and Alicia, you woke up before you was able to. Yeah, so you need to cancel that, anything the enemy trying to take away from you. All right, I gotta go. We about to eat. I'm hungry.
You hungry?
All right, so I'll see y'all soon. Much love. Shalom. Pray for the apostle.